Remember when we said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us, just us. Said we wouldn't be like all the others.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry like myself.
It's what you do, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can...
Today's member shout out and small business shout out actually come one and the same, and it goes to a member named Leah. Leah owns Lavish Loops by Leah. Lavish Loops by Leah offers different home decor, clothing, accessories, stuffed animals, and stuff like that. I'm just going to roll a clip of everything she has to offer because she is very unique and very, very talented.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added color.
So as always, do not forget to support your small businesses. I will leave all of Leah's links in the description below. That is all the shout outs I have for today, so let's go ahead and get on with the video. All right, you guys, you know, first things first, I got to talk about this hair. You guys know I've been trying some different things with my hair lately, and my sister bought me these extensions on Amazon for literally $12. 12 doll hairs. She bought these like halo extensions. So it's literally like fishing wire to here, and then the extensions are beneath it, and you just put it around like the halo of your head. But look at these. How awesome is that? For 12 bucks, I'm like obsessed. However, one minor little issue here. I didn't realize that you can't recurl synthetic hair. And so one of them was like kind of kinked. And so I was like, I'll just run my curling iron around, or wrap it around my curling iron real quick, whatever, just to give it a little bit more shape like the rest of them have. And I kind of messed it up. I got to look up how to curl synthetic hair. But this is what we're working with now after like the rest of the hair just looks beautiful. And then we just have this very, very straight piece. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just take it. We're just going to throw it behind us. Act like it doesn't exist. Other than that, like, what do you guys think of these? I feel like they match my hair perfectly. And for 12 bucks, I seriously am obsessed, like beyond obsessed. But yeah, I didn't get paid to say that or anything. I do have an Amazon affiliate link that I just do through like the like to know it or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called. Where I can just link things that I use so that I get credit if I refer people to buy those things. So if you guys are interested in these $12 halo extensions, these are the ombre colored ones, and I believe that I got the 18-inch ones. So I'll link it in the description below if you guys did want to check them out. You guys will also be happy to know that I finally got the small gifts sent out to my new members from last month and the previous month. I know I'm way behind, and I've apologized for it like a million times, but I did get those sent out on Friday. So you guys are probably watching this Tuesday. So I sent them out Friday, so you guys should be getting them anytime now if you were a new member within the last couple months. And I added in a little bit of extras for you guys just because they are a little bit late. Basically a please don't hate me kind of present. Anyways, today I have for you guys another reaction video, and today I want you guys to guess who you think this person is. We have definitely covered her before, but I don't want to give too much away, and I feel like you guys will know very, very quickly which girl this is. So let's just jump right into the video. All right, guys, I'm filming this part just in case this video gets too long because it is a longer video and I have a lot to say. So I'm filming this part to tell you that if you're seeing this, I have broken this video up into 2 separate parts. Welcome to part 1 of this video. I will end it at some point, and the next video I upload will be part 2. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled program.
What is up, everybody? So first of all, shout out to y'all for hopping on a team Zoom on a holiday.
We are literally 8 seconds into this video, and here we are working on a holiday with all this time freedom. Like,
So much time freedom, like a plethora of the freedom of time.
good start.
I'm super, super excited and honored to be able to Q&A Miss. And I know you guys are super excited as well. So if you want, you can take the floor. I'm going to let you just share a little bit about you, and then we'll just jump into some questions that everyone has.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, everybody. How are you guys? Go ahead and let me know how your day has gone in the chat. Okay. Y'all know if you ever watched a Facebook Live, hello, like hook a heifer up with some, engagement here. So my name's, for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm an ambassador diamond, which is really freaking cool to say because it just happened 2 months ago. And I honest to God felt like it was never going to happen. I just had my 3-year anniversary. May 24th, 2016, I decided to join this business. I was a former retail manager. My husband was an ordained pastor on staff at a church, and we were both totally square pegs and round holes. Oh, you guys all had amazing days. All 5 of you. Awesome. Thanks, guys. That was cool. I'm just kidding. So we were both just square pegs and round holes. And honest to God, we were so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's, I did a Facebook Live the other day on it, on my 3-year anniversary, and it's so easy to like see the glow up of it. But like you guys didn't see the first 9 years of marriage. Me and my husband were struggling. We lived for income tax time. We paid off one credit card to rack up the other, pay that one off to rack up the first one, and just like living this yo-yo lifestyle. And we just went from termination, job termination, job termination, job termination, over and over and over and over, that enough was enough. And after 18 months of stalking someone, I finally decided to join as a loyal customer on May 22nd. And then 2 days later, I canceled, paid the $50 fee, and joined as a distributor on May 24th. And my journey was awesome. Whenever I joined, I don't know if anyone was around in 2016, the company did give away a free cruise. I saw my enroller go on it the year before.
A little disclaimer I'd like to say about that. I also qualified for both cruises, and I
Qualified for my own personal suite with a balcony because I was a top enroller.
But the thing about that is, it wasn't free, you guys. And I'm sure you guys knew that. Like, in the end, you're always paying for something, but you were responsible for your flight there, your lodging the night before, because it was obviously in Florida that we were like docking. I don't know what it's called. I still haven't been on a cruise because I didn't end up going on either one. You had to pay for your own transportation from the airport to wherever you were docking at. And then you also had to pay for your lodging the night before because obviously it's in Florida. Most people didn't live in Florida. So you had to pay to go there the night before, pay for all of that, plus all of that on your way home as well. Like, the only thing that was included was like 3 days on this cruise ship that you still had to pay for your drinks and all of that on. I remember when people came back from that, there were fights upon fights upon fights and team pages and stuff because so-and-so would rack up the card of so-and-so with a bunch of drinks because it was just like an open tab, and then you pay for it at the very end. And there were like thousands upon thousands of dollars charged on different people's cards throughout the whole thing. So like, it wasn't free. I didn't end up going because the first year I had just had my son. No. The first year I was like 8 months pregnant with my son. The second year I was still nursing my son, and they didn't have any like freezers on board for me to pump and save my breast milk. So I didn't end up going that year either. But rumor has it I didn't miss much, and there was a lot of like seclusion between the people who had earned it that were like nobodies and then the top income earner VIPs, which at that point I wasn't a VIP, so I would have just been like one of the others, and they were all separated as if the VIP were like celebrities and no one could come in contact with them.
And I was never been on a cruise in my life. It was 9 years in marriage. Me and my husband never even took a honeymoon. So I was like, I'm getting on this cruise, right? And so I didn't even care about the money. I didn't even care about the rank. I said, what do I need to do to get on this cruise? And my enroller said, go Ruby. And I didn't even know what that meant. But within my first 60 days, I went Ruby. And then the next month, by day 90, I got Hickson's account Ruby. And then I stopped. Has anybody ever got exactly what you wanted and stopped? Can you drop a 1 in the chat?
I don't even need to say it because I feel like I'm just a broken record at this point, but it's not that people stop when they get to a certain point. It's that if you continue working at the pace that you're currently working at, you're eventually going to faceplant because people are falling off quicker than you're able to physically enroll people. So it's either like you promote fast and all the way to the top at the very beginning, or you're going to promote fast to wherever you get to, and then it's going to be a long journey to the next one.
Like, okay. I call it, if you tie, you die. Okay. Has anybody ever, I didn't grow up in church, but Jesus left the 99 to go get mama. You're welcome. Okay. Could you imagine me like, just consumed with drugs and alcohol and being vulgar? I'd be a hoot.
What? Where did that even come from? She's talking about how Jesus came to save her. And then she says, can you imagine if I was consumed with drugs and alcohol, I'd be a hoot. Okay.
But in church, we played this game when I did find Jesus in middle school, high school, gorilla, man, and gun. If you tie, you die. And so it's kind of like paper, rock, scissors. But y'all know Christians got to church everything up.
First of all, who says paper, rock, scissors? If you're listening and you say that, you're a sociopath. No, I'm just kidding. But you probably also use your red folder as your English folder, and the red folder, red notebook is always math. I don't care what anybody says, but you two are probably the same type of people. And if you say paper, rock, scissors, I'm talking to you too, not just her. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you're definitely a sociopath if you say that. But beside the point, I've never heard of that gorilla game, and I grew up in church, so I don't know what kind of church she's going to, but
okay, white people always be church and say, a white person made that game up. So gorilla, man, and gun, like tell me I'm wrong, right? Gorilla, man, and gun, if you tie, you die. And I kind of took that same philosophy into our goals. So when you have your dreams, your aspirations, your desires, you have whatever like you're chasing after, and then you have your ambition, and you're like, doot, 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 doot. And when you get it, if you tie, you die. Okay. So the goal is you're always right before you get what you want, you increase the vision. Right before you get what you want, you increase the vision. Well, I didn't know that. And so I got exactly what I wanted. I got on the cruise and then I tied and I almost quit the business.
And that's where you went wrong. You should have tied and died yourself right out of the business. And I feel like your life would be a whole lot different right now. For the better. The hustle mentality is so dang toxic. Like this idea that once you have everything that you want, you cannot be content. You have to run yourself into the ground in order to get to that next level is so toxic. It's garbage. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have goals and dreams and aspirations to like push you to be your better self,
Your best self.
but what I'm saying is these people are telling you this garbage because they want you to line their pockets. So they don't want you to get stagnant and comfortable and stop working and get stuck, because then guess what? That affects their paycheck.
Because I was so frustrated, right? Surely no one has ever blamed the company. Drop a 2. Surely none of you guys have ever blamed the company. Surely none of you guys have ever blamed your team, right? Why can't my team just show up? If my team wanted it half as bad as I did, someone hopped off. They couldn't even handle that.
Okay, I was talking to Chad about this yesterday, actually, how they always push this narrative that like it's not your team's job to work your business. Like if you're not promoting, that's on you. However, the business structure is set up in such a way that you cannot promote if your team is not promoting. And statistically, we know that 99, 98, whatever % of people in MLMs do not succeed, right? So they put you in this business structure knowing that 98% of the people below you are going to fail, but you have to rely on them for your paycheck. Can you imagine how much resentment is towards your team who is failing you because the odds are stacked way against them and against you as well? But they want to make you believe that everything is your fault, not the company, not your team, because they want to be able to manipulate you into working harder or putting in more money.
Right? So I said that. And December 2016, that entire month, I almost quit. Like literally, I cried for 31 days every single day. I just was like, this isn't it. I can't do this. And what I didn't realize is God was actually doing something on the inside of me.
No, stop it. Ugh. What she's trying to do here is she's trying to manipulate everyone on this call that is contemplating quitting or thinking maybe this isn't for me. I'm not making as much as I'm putting into it. Like, I don't know. Trying to make them believe that that's like God doing something within them. No, that's called intuition. And if you keep suppressing those emotions and selling your soul to this MLM, it's all going to come crashing down at one time. And guess who at that point doesn't give two flying F's what happens to you, isn't there to pick you up when you're down, isn't your sister, isn't your best friend, isn't your support system, these people, because you're not financially benefiting them anymore if you're processing emotions that are ultimately going to lead to revealing what you're actually a part of. They'll be quick to drop you just like that once you're not financially benefiting them.
It had nothing to do with this business. And I love that we are actually in the human building business. Amen. Like that's our overall mission in life. Okay. And Brandon, you're going to be like my little amen section. Okay. Cause your head's like, yeah, baby, get it, girl. Okay. So, cause you're like right next to me. And so I almost quit, and my husband, like I wouldn't be here without my husband. And long story short, he was like, I don't want you to quit, but if you want to, like, I can't see you like this. Like something's got to change, right?
This is the reality of so many people within MLMs. When I was nearing my time, like the end of my time in the MLM, I'm not kidding when I tell you I cried every single day. That doesn't mean to figure it out and keep moving forward. That means figure out why the heck you started feeling this way after you took on this business endeavor or entrepreneurship, what she likes to call it. Figure out why those two are correlated and then leave before it's too late.
And it was just Jesus. There's no other way to describe it. I woke up January. It was just New Year's resolution time. I said, you know what? I committed 1 year. I committed 1 year. One. Some of you can't even go 3 weeks without quitting. I committed 1 year. And I woke up in January. It was month 8. And I said, you know what? New year, new me. I'm going to start doing personal development. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to do it. Y'all, I'm a pastor's wife. Wasn't doing anything to grow my mind. Okay. Wasn't even reading my Bible. And I decided to do personal development. I went to conference. I went from $250 to $2,000 in 6 weeks. 2 months later, I got diamond. 2 months later, I got my husband diamond. 2 months later, I went double. I bulldozed over my entire team to get what I want. I'm a dominant red. And I realized when I went double in July of 17 that my business was going to fall apart because I did not care about my team at all. I didn't build relationships, and it was very unintentional. It was not my heart. Like that's never my heart to do that to people. But I realized that I did. I got really selfish and greedy and arrogant. And I said, oh, I got to change my leadership. Like I'm being a leader, but I'm going in the wrong direction. And I vowed in August of 2017 that I would not promote again until my team was ready. And so if you saw last week, I did a Facebook Live on playing a childhood game and how to promote an MLM. And it's all about leapfrog. You promote, then your team hops over you, and then you hop over them, and then they hop over you. And so I had no idea I was playing leapfrog then, but that's what I set myself up to do.
You literally have to do that in order to promote in the company. Like the way that you promote is by like two people underneath of you promoting to certain ranks that are less than the rank you're going for. So for example, an emerald would be made up of two people who have gone ruby. So in order for you to go emerald, two people under you have to promote to ruby. That's how it works. Like you promote, they promote. But the thing is, they never pass you. So you're not really playing leapfrog. The only way that they would pass you is if they ranked up and then she didn't rank up her other leg in order for her to promote when they promoted. This probably is so confusing. And of course, we know it's meant to be like that. But like her team promoting helps her. Yeah. So I don't really know what point she's trying to get across here, but okay.
And so last year when everyone started finding out who was. It's because of our debt-free journey. I went from double to triple to prez all in 1 year. And then we just went ambassador. And the reason we were able to have that massive momentum, I've been running since January of 2017. I'm freaking tired. Okay. Like I am tired. But the reason we've been able to have that momentum is because I changed in August of 2017. I changed. Not my team, not me putting expectations on them, not me browbeating them with the It Works Bible. Like I changed. And because I changed and because I humbled myself and I put other people first and I learned how to tap into that yellow and I just learned how to be like a considerate human, forget colors for a second.
In case you're wondering, yes, this is the same girl who called someone out publicly for messaging her and asking her for help. And then also went to her team page and said to them, if you want to leave for another MLM, go. I don't want you.
Okay, I said if you in my tribe, if you on my team, if you a part of the tribe, and you running 2 businesses, I said I'll make it real easy for you. Quit mine. Quit with us. I give you permission to quit because I don't want you. I don't want you in my DM.
Yeah, this is the same considerate human being that she's referring to.
We had massive momentum last year and I got to show up to each green carpet as a different rank. That was cool. Went to Dallas as a double, went to Bradenton as a triple, went to Grand Rapids as a presidential, and then just went ambassador. And so I'll be showing up to Austin this week. Who's all going to Austin? Drop a 3 in the chat. I'm so excited to see you. And going to Austin as an ambassador. And that's kind of my story in a nutshell. And it's pretty freaking cool to say I went ambassador within my first 3 years. And if you haven't, it's okay. A lot of people didn't see how bad I struggled at Ruby. And so they just kind of think like, oh, I had it easy. No, since my name has been in the shining light, it appears to, yes, it does appear. I'm not going to lie. It does appear that things have come quick, but I struggled and went through so much life before I ever joined this business and so much opposition and so much what I felt was personal hell, even though I'm sure it wasn't compared to most people, but my own hell. And I really struggled at Ruby and God had to work some things out in me. So that's my story.
Yeah, something that just stuck with me. You know, you said you went ambassador, but you've been working for that since January 2017.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you didn't work 1 month. You know, I think sometimes we get in our head that we're like, I've been working, you know, for whatever rank for 3 months, but you really need to look, no, you've put a lot more time into that. Like, give yourself some credit and be proud and don't turn your back now. Like you've already put in all the work. Like don't give up on yourself whenever you've already gone this far.
Oh, never, ever, ever quit. Never quit. And
Because if you quit, then I won't make as much money.
you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't thought about quitting and haven't wanted to quit. Like, shoot, I mean, last week I was like, who are these helpless kidding? Like, y'all, I can't stand none of y'all. Okay. If you show up to, like, there's nothing
These are the people that are lining her pockets, by the way.
in your life that you show up every day in love with. I'm sorry, you don't even do that to Jesus. Don't have such an ego to sit here and say, I love Jesus 24/7. Baby, no, you don't. Okay? There's nothing. I don't show up every day and give my husband the love he deserves. I don't show up every day to give my kids or my friends, and I don't do that to my business. Okay? If you don't open your business at least like, you know, multiple times a month saying, I want to kill all these people. I hate everybody. Like that's normal.
That's not normal. And we're not going to normalize that because I believed the same things when I was in, just like,
Oh, you know, conflict between coworkers. It's like at every job, whatever.
baby girl, that's not how it is. I promise you, dude. Like if you're in an MLM and you think that that is normal to wake up at least 2 to 3 days a month thinking you want to kill your entire team, like, no, dude, that's not normal. The reason that it's like that is because of the way the business structure is set up. You are required to financially depend on all these people underneath of you who 98% of them are statistically going to fail no matter what you say or do. That creates a lot of resentment towards your entire team when your paycheck is not what you expected it to be or you wanted it to be, because you have to rely on those people who are statistically proven to fail. No matter what happened, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you lead, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter how many hey girl messages they're sending, they are statistically proven to fail 98% of the time. The business structure would literally not exist if 98% of the people weren't failing. So that creates this never-ending cycle of resentment towards everyone on your team. Let me tell you, I don't financially depend on Chelsea, Hannah, Savannah, Melanie, Deanna, Julie, Aaron. Like, the list goes on, you guys. I don't financially depend on any of the other anti-MLMers. Subtle plug, all of their links will be in the description below. I don't financially depend on any of them. And guess what? There's not one single day that I wake up and I think to myself,
man, I wish I could kill these heifers.
Not one. Not one time has hate ever crossed my mind when thinking about the people that I work alongside. That's not normal. Quit normalizing it. No. She's already getting me very fired up, you guys, and we're just not 9.5 minutes into this video.
And I think we don't talk about that enough because we have to mask it like, oh, everything's perfect in my business, rah rah. No, there's days I want to like, why is this person on my team? Why did I enroll this customer? I hate them. I literally hate them. Like,
if y'all haven't picked up on it yet, this is,
the pastor's wife, her husband's an ordained minister.
We've covered her a few times. The one who treats everyone respectfully because Jesus did some work inside of her soul. Yeah, this is her. Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. We know who this one is. The one who just said that she literally hates this customer, doesn't know why she enrolled this customer, wants to kill her team. Yeah, same girl.
They make me hate them. They drive me nuts. Like, that's normal.
No, it's not. Stop it right now. It's literally not, though. Stop.
Awesome. Okay. So I have a question. During that time to ambassador, did you have people who fell off your team? Did you have to rebuild? Did you just have the magic team that stuck with you for 2 years? And in that season, how were you able, if you needed to rebuild, massively rebuild, how did you get through that without, being discouraged?
So 2 things I will say. I have never had to massively rebuild. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. But what I will say is that I did lose a lot of good people when I went from ruby to double diamond in 5 months. And I lost a lot of good people because I bulldozed over them. And one thing that I will say is I firmly believe that Jesus opened the door. And listen, I'm not one of these like fluffy Christians. Like, my husband is ordained. Like, we on a mission from God. Okay. We the Blues Brothers over here. Okay. And so I legit, like, it is Jesus that I'm in this business. Cause y'all, I was like, I ain't never doing that scam. Okay. And, so I always just believe that he has helped me be one step ahead of seeing things. And, I just have really strong intuition too. Just that really, connection.
Do you though? Because I feel like if you did, you wouldn't be in this biz, Also, can we stop playing the Christian card? Like, we get it. We understand. We get your husband is an ordained minister. We got it. It's stored right up here. We got it. We're good. But nothing, holy woman, that you say is going to convince us that you're any more Christian than what you're showing us that you are.
And so when August of 2017 came around, I literally had a Holy Spirit moment. It was like, yo, business about to fall apart. Okay, because it was just like, you are the problem.
You are still the problem.
But I just had this like epiphany. And so what I will say is I have really strong intuition. I am extremely present in my business. Okay. Trying to sign a distributor today. I know, like, I talk to my rubies. I talk to my emeralds. I talk to my diamonds. I talk to my doubles. I talk to my triples. I talk to my prez every day. Every day I talk to these people, okay? I am very involved in my business. I believe in managing your business. Now, we want to talk about managing like it's a bad thing. Micromanaging is bad. Managing your business is not. Knowing your people is not. You can never love your people too much and care about them. So
the only reason you love and care about your team is because they're financially benefiting you. Actually, one of you guys sent me a post like a couple weeks ago, maybe a week, I don't know. One of you guys sent me a post to my email, and I just want to read it for you guys. It's one of her posts. Oh, she's live right now.
One of like my
my toxic traits, okay, is like telling people that they, like, I have an open door policy, and then like, I'll shut the door in your face, okay? I could be the worst at that. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I'm so approachable, and then I'm not approachable at all, because if you come at me sideways, which, side note, I do feel like there's a right and a wrong way to approach a leader, like, especially a high achieving leader, okay? Like, let's be real. I've got some people that like to talk to me like we're equals, and I'm like, honey, I will let you know real quick, we are not equals. Like, we are not the same. Okay? Like, we are not the same. It doesn't matter. We're not the same. Okay? And I don't say that to be arrogant or to be pompous or whatever, like my ego, maybe it is, I don't know. But I do think it's important. Like, hierarchy is important. Respect is important. How many of you guys know that? Okay? Like, if you want to approach someone that you respect, man, you better do it right. Okay? There's effective and non-effective. But sometimes that can be, I'd be like, why don't people want to come and talk to me? And then I'd be like, oh, maybe because I called them a mother trucker to their face. All right, so.
Okay, I'll probably do a separate video on that entire video because it was literally perfect timing, but she's still going and I ain't got time for that because I'm trying to get through this video. So stay tuned for that video because it is coming. But this is what the post reads.
Tomorrow is my birthday. Here's a long post. Super transparent, but feels good to share and release. It's crazy to believe I'm turning 37 tomorrow. As I reflect back on this year, I'm so proud and grateful and humbled. I am also sad, confused, and at a loss for words. This year was super pivotal for me. No wonder my word for the year was preparation. Lord have mercy if I had known I would have ran in the other direction, insert job. Friends, my circle got small, mad small. I had to remove people and had people remove me. Ouch. Just goes to show I am not perfect either and definitely make mistakes. Business, I removed a handful of leaders who stopped doing the work but still wanted the platform/spotlight. They'll tell you they left. They were removed. LOL. I laugh, but trust me, it was hard. Some of them compromised their integrity for a buck.
Yeah, sis, because your integrity is definitely not compromised.
Oof. I felt like I was treading water just trying to lead myself through this. Within a 3-week period, God did a massive purge, and man, I still don't know if I handled it correctly, but I assure you I have peace.
If you feel the need to say they'll tell you they removed themselves, but I removed them, you didn't handle it correctly. You are clearly bitter about the fact that they think they removed themselves.
Brand, I launched my brand this year and it stretched me massively. I cried so much during the launch process. It was the first time in 5 years I felt scared, full of fear, and worried if people would invest in what I had to offer. Family, well, my oldest hit middle school and I think we both lost our minds. Navigating parenthood is no joke. I never understood until this season, and I have so much to learn. It's crazy what God did, though. God brought the most incredible people in my life this year, new relationships who understood, who listened, and who were in my corner. Friends who believed in me, continuously check in on me, and they see me for me. Friends who were meant to pour into me and not just me into them. It's been the biggest blessing. The crazy part about me removing certain leaders, none of their leaders left. This is how I know it was God. This spoke volumes to me. The most amazing people rose up and lead from the front. For the first time in a long time, I have leaders who do the work. We've gained massive momentum through this year, and I truly believe 2022 is going to be the best run yet. God allowed me to make an extra $25K this year.
I think that was a typo. I think she meant all of these vulnerable women on my team who are making nothing but pouring their heart and soul into my paycheck.
Because of launching my brand, this was a huge reminder of preparation. Trust the process. Trust in myself and trust in Jesus a little bit more.
Anyways, there's a little bit more she goes on to say about her family, but the gist of it,
she loves them and cares for them
so much so that she's willing to just kick them to the curb if they're not working to her standard. Got it.
I'm very intentional, so I've never had to massively rebuild. What I will say is that because my leadership changed August of 2017, the people that took me double just took me ambassador. And so I just had 4 of my closest buddies here because they were a huge intricate part of me going or staying double diamond, and they're my highest paid income earners. I just spoiled all last week. A free trip. We hung out at corporate. We, went to dinner with Pam, Cammie, and Mark. I took them to Disney World for a few days. We did indoor skydiving. Like, I just spoiled the crap out of them because they deserved it, because they tolerated me long enough. Let's say that. But
well, that's the truest thing I've ever heard come out of her mouth. She ain't wrong. She should be spoiling them because they're the ones lining her pockets. And they're also the ones dealing with her, so.
But also they are the ones, like, their leadership helped me get and stay double, triple, pres, and ambassador. And so I am very grateful that I am a natural born leader. I was going to college for a leadership degree. It's something that I feel is one of my strongest gifts that I bring to the table is leadership. That does not mean that I'm a perfect leader, but I will tell you this, because I'm extremely present, my team trusts me. Like, my tribe trusts me, and I trust my tribe. And so they know if I lead them off a cliff, because I've led my team in the wrong direction multiple times. And if I do, they know I will be at the bottom of the cliff, throwing each and every one of them back up. Like, I'm literally like, I just got goosebumps. Like, I know that 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 they know that.
Yeah, this is the same one who went live on Facebook talking about how her team didn't do their part in helping her reach her $2 million goal, or whatever the goal was. Where were you at the bottom of that cliff? Because I'm pretty sure that meant you just kind of chucked them off the cliff and waved to them from the top with your $1,999,000 in sales. I'm pretty sure she said she was like 900 away from whatever her goal was. She was crying hysterically on Facebook Live, calling out her team for not helping her reach her whatever $1 million goal. Where were you? You weren't at the bottom of the cliff with them, because you're sitting there with a pretty paycheck and crying hysterically while blaming your team for not doing the work. Weird.
We have such a trust because I am always present. I don't miss Zooms. I'm present when my family had the flu. I'm present on vacation. Like, I always show up.
But time freedom, guys.
This is her way of trying to manipulate them into like the no excuses, always present mindset.
So I haven't ever had to rebuild massively, but I will tell you, if you're in a position, number one, know that you can get through it. There's been hundreds of people who have done it before you. There's going to be hundreds of people who've done it after you. So if you're in a position where you're like, have a scarcity mindset, because that's my natural disposition. I'm actively working on that now. Yes, you can make it to the top of the company still having scarcity mindset. I'm teaching and getting coaching on how to have an abundance mindset. So I'd probably like have heart palpitations and cry in the fetal position too if I were you. So like, it's fine, but just know that it's one foot in front of the other. And one of the things that I always ask myself is, I always say, what could I do better? So
I will translate this for you guys. If your whole team has crumbled, since that pretty much has to happen in order for this business model to even exist, if your whole team has crumbled and you're pouring your heart and soul and finances into this MLM and it's not paying you in return, but you're doing everything you possibly can to hope and pray and better yourself and make sure that it works, but it's not, it's your fault. Do better.
So no matter what, even if someone like did you dirty and someone did you wrong, you are in extreme control of your life and your business. Don't ever allow anyone to rob you of that opportunity. And so let's say, because this is a real thing that happens, let's say Sally, no offense if anyone on here named Sally, takes their whole leg and goes to the stupid company across the pond. Okay. Those things happen. That is a reality. Okay. But you still have to ask yourself, what could I do better? What did I do wrong? What could I do better? Because when you take that extreme ownership of your situation, that's where you are cognizant. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't use words I don't know how to spell. Sorry.
Like, shut up. Like, if they're leaving one company to go to another, it's because the company, the business, the compensation plan, which we know is actually just the entire business model as a whole. But anyways, is not working. They're hoping by going to a different company, it's going to work. It's not going to. But it's not the people's fault who they're enrolled with. Good Lord, lady. I cannot. I
apologize. That's not even a word. I just might have made that up. But you have to be conscious of like your blind spots. And so that would be like my best advice for you. Know that you can move beyond whatever it is. There's been so many people that have had massive destruction only to stay consistent and stay persistent, and they built it back up. But it's a real opportunity for you to ask yourself, what is my blind spot? What did I not do that I could have done better? Because there's always something we could be doing better.
So before we move on to the next question, I wanted to stay on this subject for just a second, because I think even in I know there's like a lot of teams on here, but in my own personal business, I feel like, what have you done in this situation when maybe they don't see it as much as you do? Do you consistently pour and pour and pour and pour and pour until they see it? Or are you like, I'm here, but you're going to have to meet me. Like, I'm not going to pour and pour and pour. Like, what is your...
So yeah, I get what you're saying. Sorry, I was like making sure I understood. So I guess it depends. Are you specifically talking about a brand new distributor, or are you talking about someone that's like a Ruby and above?
Let's do Ruby and above. Let's do the ones that maybe did show up and maybe they're just not showing up as much as they did in the beginning.
So number one, I would say leaders lead. And I think a lot of times leaders, and like these are human issues, and that what I love about human issues is you can fix them, right? And so a lot of times, like how many of you guys hate confrontation? Can you drop a 4 in the chat? Like you hate confrontation. You're like, oh my gosh, this person's card declined. I don't know what to do. I don't want to talk to them about it. Like we naturally avoid confrontation. And I think one of the greatest things my husband ever taught me is confrontation is a very healthy thing that you have to, like, yeah, there's a lot of 4s on here, right? Natalie, how the heck are you? You didn't drop a 4, but I just saw you drop a 3.
I think that confrontation is a healthy thing if you are good at communicating and you don't do it out of anger and you don't think that you're better than the other person, which it's very clear to me and to everyone probably watching this. I won't speak for you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's clear that she thinks she's better than every single person on this call and every single person on her team.
Because I scrolled up real quick. Scroll. So I think we have to not be afraid of confrontation. And like, I want everyone to be honest. I want you to think about what I'm about to ask you. And then I want you to be honest with yourself. Okay. Ready? Knowing all these 4s, I want you to drop a 5 in the chat. No, don't do it yet. I want you to absorb what I'm going to say. And then I want you to process for like 5 seconds. And then I want you to drop a 5. Okay. How many of you saw the signs far before you said anything or wanted to deal with it when it came to someone? Now, how many 5s need to be dropped? Okay.
When they think they had a mic drop moment, but like, okay, like, what are you saying? I don't understand.
All right. So in leadership, I think if you are always present, I think a lot of us sometimes we get really uncomfortable to set a standard and we get really uncomfortable to set the bar high. It's awkward. And you want to know why it's awkward?
Because not everyone has the same goals and aspirations that you do. Not everyone joins to be a millionaire. Some people join because they want an extra $200 a month because they're having trouble feeding their kids. Like, they aren't comfortable doing some things because they don't have the same end goal in mind. And also because they signed up with a different idea of how it was going to go. Like, they signed up with the understanding that they weren't going to have to do certain things that now you're conning them into doing now that you've got them in. Like having to run an auto shipment every month, even though
We don't carry inventory.
like paying their website fee, even though
There are no required monthly fees.
like working the holidays, even though
Time freedom.
like sacrificing time with your family, even though we preach,
Join this business so you can have more time with your family.
Because you have to do it for yourself. And you don't want to. You don't want to have that accountability because you know that you're going to fail, right? And I think that I just had to do something the other day that I was like, this is what we're going to do. And I said, I was like, and we're all going to hold ourselves accountable and like to my inner circle, to my leaders. And then literally like a minute later, I was like, and now my blue, because I'm like 70% red, but y'all, that 30% blue, Lord Jesus, it is real. Okay. And my blue was like, oh, I was like, okay, guys. And now I'm kind of regret saying that I'm going to hold myself accountable because my blue is all like, oh, you going to do it daily? Okay, let's bet, right? And you know, I think that's why we don't like confronting. That's why we don't like confrontation, because we don't hold the standard ourselves, and we don't hold the standard because we don't have a bar that we set. And so what I would say, if there's someone, sorry, I'm really rounding third and coming home, I promise. So what I would say is, number one, you need to step up as a leader.
It has nothing to do with stepping up as a leader. I was her when I was in. I was very
red dominant, money motivated, self-motivated.
I was leading from the front. I never missed a team call. I hosted daily power hours. I worked all the holidays. I worked all the weekends. I sacrificed time with my family. I was her. And still, I was running myself into the ground trying to keep up, because things crumble quicker than you can build them. It's how it's set up to work. Or not work, rather. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to end that video here today, but definitely stay tuned for my next video, which will be part 2 of this video. Tell me what you guys thought of this video down below. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. That kind of stuff helps my channel so much more than you know. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on the post notification bell. And if you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at the Jessica Hickson. I also have a Facebook group called The Light at the End of the Pyramid for people who are just working on navigating life post MLM. So if that fits the description of you, then definitely look us up on Facebook and we would love to have you. Otherwise, I will see you guys in part 2, and I love you so much. Bye.
Moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all